All right, so launch workshop. As I alluded to earlier, we're going to be discussing the fundamentals of our business. So this is going to help you understand what the most important aspects of our business are and how to start earning as quickly as possible. So those are two fairly important things to understand, right? And I suspect everyone wants to start earning as quickly as possible. So there are going to be three things we're going to do. We're going to go over how to earn. So how do we pay our wealth engineers? Because you need to understand that, right? We don't want to disappoint anyone. We don't want anything lost in translation. You must know exactly how we pay people, because we pay everyone to the cent and on time. Always at DuePoint. Don't ever let anyone in your channel come say, oh, DuePoint didn't pay me, or they paid me late, or they didn't pay me. Never true. Then understanding the phone app, so that's very important. Then understanding slow versus fast. That's just expectation. So how to earn? All right, so we saw this slide on the intro presentation, right? This explains to you how much we pay you on every point in your business. So you are always responsible for point 1 in your business. We know that we get paid 55 Rand on point 1, 55 Rand on everybody, on all your products on point 2, and then as the product is further away from you, that multiplier drops with no limit. There's no limit to how big your channel can get. So we understand that. But you will notice that whenever we talk about channels, right, because we're all building channels, we always talk about your qualified channel, right? So now you should be asking me, what is a qualified channel? Why don't you just call it a channel? Because the qualified channel has got a certain definition that we only pay for qualified channels. So you might have a big channel, but you might be unqualified, and then we don't pay you. So it's very important to understand what the qualifying rules are. We've got 3 qualifying rules. These are 3 questions that we ask before we pay anyone, right? They are straightforward, so I'm going to go through them. The first one is the easiest. The first one is, have you paid for your product successfully in the month? That's the first question, all right? The second question is, are you a qualified wealth engineer? So even before we talk about a qualified channel, we ask, are you a qualified wealth engineer? Qualified wealth engineer is someone who's got at least 3 people on their first point, right, who have paid successfully. So the moment you find 3 people who pay successfully, we're going to be paying you 165 Rand, because that's 55 times 3, right? So you need to remember, we don't pay if you only have 1 person or 2 people. You could have 10 people in your channel and only 2 pay. That means you only got 2, and so you don't get paid that month, right? You have to have 3 who pay successfully in the same month. So here, we've illustrated it for you. See, there's your 3 people you found. They all pay successfully in that same month, right? It can't be 1 in one month and 2 in the other month. We work month to month. 3 in the same month. And if you've got 3 in the same month, on your first point you have paid, you become a qualified wealth engineer, which means you are going to be earning at least 165 Rand. All right, that's where we start. That's where we start. And then those people go out and they start adding people to your second point, right? So this is where the third question comes in. The third question is how big is your qualified channel? What is a qualified channel? How do we define a qualified channel? A qualified channel is defined by how many qualified wealth engineers you have on your first point. So you're a qualified wealth engineer, but how many do you have on your first point? Right? At the moment, you've got 1. We pay you for every point that you have qualified wealth engineers on. So if you've got 2 qualified wealth engineers on your first point, we will pay you on 2 points in your business. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to explain it here some more. Here's your second point, right? You've got product, you're on your second point. You would think that you would be earning 55 Rand, 55 Rand, 55 Rand, 55 Rand, 55 Rand, 55 Rand. You'd think you'd be earning 55 times 6, but you're not, because this point we're not paying you for on this point. Why? Because you need a qualified wealth engineer for every point you want to open up. If you want to earn on 2 points in your business, you need 2 qualified wealth engineers, right? You only have 1. And so you need to go speak to these 2 people who aren't qualified yet.
Only 1 they can't make me a qualified wealth engineer on a second level if the third one is not.
So you are a qualified wealth engineer, right? Why are you a qualified wealth engineer? Because you've got 3 people who have paid. But now the third question is, how many qualified wealth engineers do you have? Because the people you bring into your business, you must get them qualified. In other words, you must get them earning. You're not bringing people into your business for nothing. You must get them earning, right? And so you have to get them qualified. In this example we're looking at here, you've only got one person earning. So you only have one qualified wealth engineer, right? And the third question asks, how many qualified wealth engineers do you have? Because that's going to tell us how much money we're going to pay you on how many points. To earn on 2 points, because you're losing this money here, to earn on 2 points, you need 2 qualified wealth engineers. You only have one. And so, if you know that, then you know you must go talk to these 2 people and sell them. Listen, why aren't you qualified yet? Have you spoken to people? Can I help you with anything? Do you know what to say to people? And here you've got another person. See, they become qualified. Now look, because you've got 2 qualified wealth engineers, it opens up your second point, and now you're earning all this money here. But now what happens is when those people go out and add to your third point. Now you've got 3 points, but you only have 2 qualified wealth engineers. Are we going to pay you on this point? No. Why? Because the rule says you need a qualified wealth engineer for every point you want to earn on. You've only got 2, so we only pay you on 2 points. Right? If you want to earn on the third point, go speak to that third person. These are your people here. This is your first point. These are your people. These are the people you connected. Right? So you're responsible for them. Go speak to that person. Get them 3 people. Help them get qualified. When they become qualified, now you've got 3 qualified wealth engineers, which means we pay you on 3 points. If you want to earn on 4 points, how many qualified wealth engineers do you need? 4. If you've got a business that is 30 points, if you want to get paid on all 30 points, how many qualified wealth engineers do you need to have on your first point? 30. You understand? Those are qualifying rules, right? And so this explanation here spells out to you the only 2 things you have to worry about in this business. There's only 2 things you have to worry about as being a wealth engineer. You don't need to know anything else. The 2 things are, go find people. Connect people onto your first point. Build a first point. Remember, we said at least 2 a month, 1 every 2 weeks, or 10 a month. Build your first point. And then what do you have to do with your first pointers? Get them qualified. Help them to earn money. Right? Because if you only build your first point and none of them earn, you won't ever earn anything except for what's on your first point. Then you're just a salesman. But if you go find people and you connect them to the business and you support them, you love them, you serve them, they will start earning and they will build the rest of your channel for you. And that's where the wealth is found. Okay, so those are 3 qualifying rules, right? We've got a little video, so you can find it in your app under Tools, or you can go to YouTube. There's a little video called How Do I Qualify? We talk about this. Go watch that video 20 times if you have to watch it 20 times until you understand it, that you can explain it to the person you're connecting tomorrow into this business. Right? You have to explain it, because if people don't understand this, then they're not sure how much DuePoint is paying them. And if they're not sure how much DuePoint is paying them, there's going to be disappointment. And if there's disappointment, they're going to come moan to you, and they're going to moan to your whole business that DuePoint isn't paying them what they expected to earn, right? So know these qualifying rules like the back of your hand. Legal access. So this is our free service, right? Remember in the intro presentation, I said all our wealth engineers get a free service called legal access that you don't pay for. You pay for your product, but as an active qualified wealth engineer, we give you legal access for free. Who's included? Wealth engineers at no cost, right? What do you get? Well, before we get to what do you get, you can add any family member. So this is just for you as a wealth engineer, but if you want to add other family members to the service, it only costs 25 Rand a month. You can add them in your app. Let me just see, what has Brendan done here? Do I earn returns? Let's get to the benefits. He hasn't even put the benefits in. Okay, So what is legal access? Legal access is a lawyer at your disposal 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. So when you become a wealth engineer, right, you can go into your app, click on menu, you'll see the legal access service. You just click activate, and there'll be a phone number there, a button that says call. You can call a lawyer any time of the day. You're having trouble with your employer, you've got a contract you need to sign, you've got agreement, landlord, doesn't matter. Any agreement, you'll have a lawyer at your disposal 24 hours a day. They throw you in jail, who are you going to call? Now you've got a lawyer that you can call, right? So this is to help all our wealth engineers from a legal risk point of view. So you all get this for absolutely free as long as you're active wealth engineers. Debit order dates. So just be aware, like I said earlier, our business runs month to month, right? When you get people into your business, they choose what date they want their debit order to go off, right? You've all chosen your own debit order dates. But you have to be aware that the debit order, when it gets paid in a particular month, is for that month. So when you have new people joining, they can choose a first debit order date and a regular debit order date. The problem comes in at the end of the month, right? Because we've got people that are joining at the end of the month. They put their first debit order on the 25th or the 30th or whatever, and then they put their regular debit on the 1st, which means we're going to debit them on the 25th and the 1st, which means we're going to debit them twice in a week, but they're in different months, right? One's for November, one's for December. Because what happens, we get client service. They say, why did you debit me twice in a week? We tell them, one is for November, one is for December, right? So be aware of that. If you pay on the 1st, it's for that month in January. If you pay on the 15th of January, that is still for January. If you pay on the 31st of January, it is still for January.
So it's not going to overlap to February?
No, it doesn't overlap, right? So if you join on the last day of the month, it means your investment can start on the last day of the month. So the 100 Rand will still go into your investment, or you'll have legal indemnity for 1 day, or you'll have insurance for 1 day, right? Then when you pay the next day again, so we could debit you on the 31st and the 1st. If you chose your first debit order to be the 31st and your regular debit order to be the 1st, you're going to have 2 debit orders in 2 days. One is for January, one is for February. Okay, so understand that for your wealth engineers that you bring into the business.
Sorry.
Yes.
Do it again? I don't understand. Yeah.
Okay. So come end of the month, right? So let's say, today's not a good example. Today's the 9th. But let's pretend that it was the end of October, right? It was 2 weeks ago. You came into the business, your first time here, you decided you want to join. You go through the application form, right? You all went through the application form. It asks you, when would you like your first debit order to go off? You can choose tomorrow if you want, right? So if it's the end of October, I can say, I want my first debit order to go off on the 30th of October, right? That means I'm a wealth engineer for October. I've got a product for October. I can start using my product immediately. I can start my investment immediately. All right? But then it asks me, when do you want your regular debit order to go off? So every month, when do you want your debit order to go off? And I choose now, I want the 1st of the month. So now I'm going to get debited on the 30th of October, and I'm going to get debited on the 1st of November. You see some people go, why do I want to do that? You don't have to choose the 30th of October. You can choose. So if it's the end of October and I say, no, I don't want to pay at the end of the month, then I'm going to pay again, right? Then I choose my first debit order to be in November, right? But then I'm not a wealth engineer in October. We've got some people that join at the end of the month. They say, you know what? I'm joining at the end of the month. In 1 week, I can still find 3 people I'm still going to earn in October. So they join at the end of the month and they work for October. We pay them and they do work in November. But if someone joins the business and they think, I'm not going to earn money in October, then they can choose for their first debit order to be on the 1st of November. They don't have to choose the end of the month. When you go through the option on the application, you will see first debit order. It will say the end of the month and then November. You can choose anything. All right? Be aware of the debit order dates. Okay? Because you don't want client service then taking the phone call. Why did you debit me twice in 2 days? Because you chose 1 month and you chose another month. Right?
So if
Yes, you can change your debit order anytime.
it's the 30, let's say the 30th of July,
Mm.
the commission for my recruiter, is it gonna fall on February or you know,
No, so if they make a payment in January, you'll get 55 Rand for January.
for January?
Yeah. And then when they pay again in February, you'll get 55 Rand for February. Yeah. Any payment that's made, you earn on. Okay? Beneficiary versus dependent. Why are we going through all of this? Beneficiary difference. Okay. I'm not going to cover this. Let's skip that. Okay. The XP Rewards Program. So we told you about the XP Rewards Program. There's the full table for the XP Rewards Program, right? So this is over and above what we pay you every single month. There's 2 requirements. So if you want to get to rank 1 in the XP Rewards Program, you need 4,000 XP and you need 4 products in your qualified channel. Right? When you get 4,000 XP and 4 products in your qualified channel, you will then be called a rank 1 wealth engineer in the rewards program, and then we will give you an extra 55 Rand once-off reward at the end of that month. And then to get to rank 2, you need 8,000 XP. Right? XP stands for experience points. We give you XP for everything. For everything. You need 20 products in your qualified channel. When you meet those 2 criteria, you become a rank 2 wealth engineer. And then you get 100 Rand at the end of that month. And then as your channel starts to get bigger and you're earning more and more XP, look here, rank 9, we all want to go to Mauritius, right? Rank 9, what do you need for rank 9? You need 416,000 XP and you need 1,000 products in your qualified channel. Then you get the Mauritius rank 9 conference. Okay, so we know how to build channels. It's by connecting people and getting them qualified. How do you earn XP? We earn XP by doing all these things wealth engineers do, right? And this is in your app. So if you want to pull out your app on your phone, no one's got the app? Have you joined yet? Haven't joined yet. Still thinking about it. There's free Wi-Fi. Go onto Play Store, download the app. The app will show you all of these things. We call them quests, right? So when you log into the app, look, you get 25 XP. When you register a prospect, that's just registering the prospect. That's not even connecting someone. Register a prospect, you get 300 XP every time you register a prospect. You come watch an intro presentation, you get 500 XP. If you watch training, you get 1,000 XP, right? These are all 25 different ways to earn XP. One of the ladies earned 600,000 XP in 1 month. 600,000 in 1 month, right? So this is how we earn XP. It's in your quests and it's in your app, right? Go look under rewards. You'll see all the XP quests. Okay, let's go into the DuePoint app. So if you open up your app, you're going to be presented with the notices. You can close the notices, but the notices are important because this is communication from us. It's from head office. It's messages to you, reminding you of training, reminding you of intro presentations. You can share these intro presentation links. This is a YouTube link to a live presentation, right? You can click share. You can watch it from your app, from your phone, from your tablet. But if you want to get out of notices, just click on the back button. See, there's a back button at the top. And that'll take you into your home page. If you want to earn XP quickly, so who wants to earn 1,000 XP right now? We can do it right now, right? Open up your app. Click back when the notices come up. And then you'll see the home page with your name in the top left corner. Can you see your name in the top left corner? Click on your name. On your name in the top left corner. Then a page like this comes up, right? Then you'll see next to this blank picture, there's a little camera icon. Click on the camera icon, and then it's going to open up your camera.
Okay, I open it and go with.
Click on your name in the top left corner.
Where do I go?
Click on your name in the top left corner. There you go. Try again. No, that's menu. Try again. There you go. Okay, you've got your photo taken already. You've done it already. You've also taken your photo.
So today I don't get those.
Did you take your photo now?
Not now.
No, before. Okay. So for any new person, when you take your photo, you get given 1,000 XP.
Oh, so we've got them already.
You've got it already, right? But you need to show new people how to do this, because that'll get them excited about the XP. Right now I've got 1,000 XP. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. So you take a selfie. Yes.
That step again.
Did you click on your name? Top left corner, your name.
Oh, and the selfie.
There you go. Take a selfie. You'll get 1,000 XP right now in the office. Upload your photo while you're on free Wi-Fi. You can retake it later. Don't worry. When you put your makeup on and your ponytails, you can take another photo later. No problem. Right? But this is a nice little way to get people downloading the app to get their 1,000 XP when they take a profile photo. So make sure you do that for your new wealth engineers. Then the prospect manager. Okay, so once you've taken your photo, go back out. Then at the bottom, you will see there's 5 tabs at the bottom. Can you see? It says channel, right? It says events, rewards, connect, and tools. Click on connect at the bottom. It looks like a head. And then you're going to have 2 buttons like this. These 2 buttons you are going to use more than any buttons in the DuePoint app, right? This is where our prospecting and our connecting manager sit. So, whenever you get a prospect is someone who you are telling to DuePoint about, right? Someone who's interested. They might not even be interested yet. You still got to get them interested. But if you click on prospect here, right? So you click on that button there, that will open up your prospect manager, which looks like this. This might be blank because you haven't added anyone in. At the top, you've got 2 new buttons, add new prospect and search prospects. If you click on add new prospect, it allows you to record personal details about that person that you're speaking to, right? Because this is going to help you in the long run. People are not going to join you the first time you tell them about DuePoint. And so it becomes very important to keep a record of everyone that you're talking to, right? Because what you're doing is you're planting seeds. You're planting seeds. You're planting seeds, right? So this tool allows you to manage all those people that you're planting seeds with. When you click on add new prospect, it's going to ask you for the typical things. Put their name in, their surname, their phone number, email address. You can put in work details. You can put in family details about the person. But there's 2 fields that are really important. Actually, 1 field, which is called needs. Why does this person need DuePoint? Right? That's a very important field because you can't speak to everybody and tell them the same story. If you want someone to want DuePoint, you must find out what their need is. So you must ask questions until you find out what their need is. Right? Because it's different for everybody. If you don't find out what their need is, you're just going to tell them, come make money at DuePoint, come make money at DuePoint, come make money at DuePoint. But if I say to somebody, or if I ask them enough questions and I find out that they can't afford university for their 17-year-old daughter who's doing really well at school, I can say to them, I can help you get your daughter into university. Do you see the difference? The one person I'm just saying, come make money at DuePoint. The other person, I'm saying to them, I can help your daughter get into university. Because that's what they worry about when they go to bed at night. Our business is about helping people. It's not just about putting money in your bank account, right? Find out how you can help people. And in the prospect manager, when it asks you for that field, what are their needs? You must know what their needs are, right? And so you know that you have to ask questions. Instead of talking too much, ask questions. Let them talk so you can find out about them, right? That's how we serve community. All right, so that is the prospect manager. And then if you click on search, so let's say you've put in 500 people into your prospect manager. If you want to find one of them, click search and you can go through and search those prospects. Okay. And then once you've searched for a prospect, your results come up like that. You click on the one that you want. That's what their page looks like. See there? Status interested. There's their contact details, family details, notes, how we met them, and what their needs are. That's the important one. And then you'll see there's a little button in the bottom right corner. If you click on that button, it opens a whole bunch of shortcuts. You can take a photo of those people, right? Ask them before you do that. You can add them as a favorite. You can claim XP. So if you want XP for showing them an intro, if you've shown them an intro or forwarded an intro presentation to them, we will give you XP every time you do that, right? You just press that button and you get XP, right? If you want to phone them, you can phone them straight from the app. And if you want to change any of these details, you click on the edit button. Okay, so that is a short intro into the prospect manager. You need to be using the prospect manager every day. Every day is your goal, to put someone new into the prospect manager. All right, onto our tools. So if you look at the bottom again, there's a tools tab. It's the last one. It's the fifth one at the bottom. If you click on that, you'll be presented with a screen similar to that one on the left over there. This is where all our training videos sit, right? So go through all the training. You get XP. We give you XP points for any training you watch, right? But the point is not to get XP. The point is to learn, to become an expert in this business, right? Because this business is going to take you places no other business will take you, right? So you want to go look at all the training. You will see at the top there's a menu that says all. If you click on that button, you can change it to getting started. So if you're brand new, there is a getting started section. Just click on all, a drop down will come out, click on getting started. You will see those first few videos. There's about 5 videos that you need to watch as a brand new wealth engineer. Go watch those. It'll open up YouTube on your app. Make sure you've got free Wi-Fi and go watch those videos, right? All those videos are on YouTube as well. So if you've got a fancy TV at home, you can open up your YouTube app on TV, go to DuePoint, you'll see all the videos are there too. All right. Okay, quests. So we're jumping around a little bit. If you click on rewards at the bottom, right? So it's the middle tab. It's the one that's got a star on it, right at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom. See over there? At the bottom there, rewards. Click on rewards and it'll come up with all the quests on how to earn XP. So if you want to know how to earn XP, you want to earn more XP, go look at all the quests. There's 25 different ways to earn XP. The easiest one is just logging in. You log in daily, we give you 25 XP every time you log in, every single day, right? But there are tiers to all these quests. So when you do some of them for long enough, we will give you bonus XP. So as an example, prospector, right? So that's when you add a prospect into your prospect manager. Every time you do that, you get 300 XP. But here you see there's a progress bar. This progress bar currently says 0 out of 15, right? But the moment you start adding prospects, that prospect bar will start getting longer. And when you've added 15 prospects, we will give you another 1,500 XP as a bonus. And then you get 1 blue star. And then it might be add 150 prospects. And then you get 15,000 bonus once you've gone through 150 prospects. So XP should never be a problem for you, right? The point of the XP rewards program, all these quests, is so that you get to understand what you should be doing as a wealth engineer. Because if you go through those 25 quests, you will see these are things I should be doing every single month to be entrenched in this business, to be a DuePoint, a real DuePoint wealth engineer. I should be doing all these things, earning XP all the time. Because that XP, that activity, will turn into money for you, ultimately, right? So it's a great way to understand how the business works. Where to find your products? So you would have chosen a product when you joined DuePoint. If you want to go find details on that product, all you do is you click on the menu button. So you see at the top left of your app, you've got those 3 lines. That's called the hamburger menu. click on that menu button and you will see your menu pops out. You've got preferences, you've got account details, and then you will have your products listed there. If you click on the product, it'll open up a page that shows you details. It might be your investment account balance, it might be your terms and conditions, it might be your investment document, it might be your policy wording. It is all hidden there under menu. Okay. All right, and then your channel view. So now once you start building a business and you've got people in your business and people are paying and you're earning money, then your home screen. So if you click on channel at the bottom, whoops. If you click on channel at the bottom, that's your first tab, this is your home screen, right? Your home screen shows you what's happening in your current month. If you swipe the screen, it goes to last month. If you swipe the screen again, it goes to 2 months back. And if you swipe the screen a third time, it goes into a live feed. But this page is the most important. This page tells you what your business is doing. It is broken up into 3 things over here. The first blue number is successful debits, right? You want successful debits. Then you will have pending debits, right? So this is clearly at the end of the month because there's no pending debits. But at the beginning of the month, you will have lots of pending debits. Those are debit orders we still have to do, right? And then if those debits are successful, they go into the blue number. If that debit order is unsuccessful, if it fails, if it bounces, then it goes into the red number, right? And so this tells you exactly how much you made, how much you've lost, okay? And then this number here, BPQ, tells you a ratio of lost versus successful. Your BPQ you should always try to get your BPQ above 75%. Because if it's lower, you're wasting a lot of time. You're bringing people into the business that are not even paying for their product. That is no good, right? So you have to be discerning about who you're bringing into the business, making sure that they are able to pay, making sure that they want to pay, making sure that they believe and have hope in the business, because someone who knows that DuePoint is valuable, they will pay for their product. The people that are just taking chances, they don't really know what's going on, they don't understand the value of the product, they're not going to pay, right? So you want to have successful debit orders. And then the 2 numbers at the bottom, the blue one is new people that have joined your business. So that's not good. It's got nothing to do with debit orders. It's got to do with how many people have joined the business, right? And then how many people have left the business. So some people phone and cancel. Some people, they don't pay for 2 months in a row, then we throw them out. We don't debit them again, right? Because it costs us money to, even a failed debit order costs our business money. So we only try to debit them twice. If they fail twice, we don't debit them again, right? So that's the red number. So this is how many people are coming into the business, how many people have left the business. So that gives you a good understanding. But which point in your business is your responsibility? Point 1, right? Because point 1 are the people you brought into the business. So let's take a look at point 1. If you click on channel at the top, right? See the blue bar at the top? Click on that, and that'll give you a drop down. If you've got people on your first point, you could have people on the second point and on the third point. Click on point 1. If you click on point 1, you get the same view. It'll tell you how those people on point 1, who paid, who didn't pay. And then you can phone the people that didn't pay and say, why didn't you pay? So that you can start to understand why people don't pay, right? Or you can offer help to the people that don't pay. How do you offer help to the people that don't pay? You say to them, do you know that you've got 15 days to fix your payment? They would have already received an SMS from DuePoint saying that your payment's failed, you've got 15 days. But you can phone and remind them and motivate them again and say, is there a problem? Why haven't you connected people? Why aren't you earning in the business? Why don't you believe in the business? Why aren't you prioritizing DuePoint? You joined because you want to make money. It starts with you at least paying for your product, right? So be aware of that. And then one of the last tabs is events at the bottom. So it's the second tab called events. Yeah, boy. Number 2, you click on events and you will see all the upcoming events in DuePoint's calendar. So we're quite regular here at DuePoint. We've got live presentations on Tuesday night, Thursday night, Wednesday at lunchtime, Friday at lunchtime, and then Saturday mornings like now. Throughout the year, right? But we've got special events like Tell All Tuesday. We've got training once a month on a Saturday. We've got encounters, which are conferences around the country that we do throughout the year. So go make sure that you understand what our calendar looks like and plan your calendar according to the DuePoint calendar so you can take advantage of all those events. Okay. Slow versus fast. Achieve a quest. We all know Achieve a Quest. Who wants to do Achieve a Quest? Who wants the 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000 in your first month? You want that, right? Everyone's a bit shy to put their hand up. Don't be shy of money. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here for the same reason. We're here for money. Don't be shy. If you want to do the Achieve a Quest, you can see the requirements, right? So let's look at the little one. The little one's 5,000 Rand. You need to connect 10 people in 1 month. Get them to pay successfully in the month. So you've got to find 10 people who join the business. They put their first debit order in the same month, right? They're not choosing next month. They're choosing the same month. And then those debit orders have to happen successfully. So if you really want to do that, you have to plan around that, right? So you can't go and find 10 people and then hope that they're all going to pay successfully. Because you know 2 or 3 are not going to pay. So when you connect people, your plan must be to connect 15 or 20 that month, right? Because some are going to put their debit order next month, and then the ones who put their debit order this month, some are going to fail their debits. All right. So plan around that. If you're aiming for 10, means you must connect 15 or 20. If you're planning for 30, you need to connect 40 or 50. All right. So you can do the 5,000. We've got young people, old people, all kinds of people doing 5,000 Rand. Right? You can do the 10. So go do the 10 for yourself. But remember my words. Aim for connecting 20 in the month if you want to hit the 10. All right. Okay, then just a reminder when you go out. We're connecting people to DuePoint. We don't talk about product. When you connect someone, they're going to ask you about product, aren't they? Remember when someone connected you, you said, what's the product? What are we selling there? Exactly, right? Your job is to make sure that people understand the opportunity, because the opportunity far outweighs the benefit of the product. What is more important? That you have a 100 Rand investment, or that DuePoint's paying you 10,000 a month? Where's the value? So is the conversation going to be dominated by product, or is it going to be dominated by opportunity to make money? Right? Don't let people sidetrack you onto product. All you say to them is, I'm not an expert yet in the business. Just come sit with me and watch an intro presentation. The guy will tell you about all the products. Right? That's called the handoff. You just hand the people off. You say, Rob and Brendan will tell you. Just come with me. Right? So you don't answer questions on products. You just say, come look at this business. It's very low risk. It's with a big reputable company. They're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. They've been around for 70 years. They're regulated by the DMA, the DSA, the FSCA. It's a legitimate business. Just come look. I'm not convincing you. Just come look and see maybe if you're interested, right? Get the people just to watch the intro presentation. That's your only job. It's not to talk about product. You always talk about wealth. You can tell them they've got an education program there at DuePoint that educates you with regards to wealth and self-development and self-improvement and making money. People want to be part of that, right? Knowledge is power, always. Use the tools. Show off the app. You say, this is the business. Look here, you got the app on your phone. So how can I have the app on my phone? Go to Google Play, type in DuePoint. You'll see it's on your phone. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere, right? That gives us credibility. Then people will trust us more. Use the tools. Get started now. Some people are nervous to get started now. I want you to be pushy and push people to get started as soon as possible. Why? Why do I say that? Because people only change their lives when they do something, when they're excited about something. I'm going to say that again. People only change their lives when they do something, when they're excited about something. If someone comes to the intro presentation that you've invited here, they sit down, sure, they get excited. They see the intro presentation and they go, this is a great business, but I want to think about it this week. I want to go home and talk to my husband. I want to talk to my wife about it. Right? You've lost that person. Why? Because the comfort zone that they're operating in, the poverty that they're operating in is a safe space. This is for all of us. It's not for some of us. We all are like this. This is a psychological principle. Right? I then spend a week. I've forgotten about that intro presentation. I've forgotten what it feels to be excited. I've forgotten what hope looks like. And so when you phone me a week later and say, have you decided? No. I'm back in my comfort zone. I'm back in 9 to 5. I'm back with my worries about family and money and work. I've forgotten about how excited I felt. And so when someone comes to watch the intro presentation, the best thing that you can do for them is to push them to join immediately and speak to someone about DuePoint that same day. If you miss that opportunity, you've lost that person. They might come back later, right? But if you want to help them as soon as possible, push them to get started now. There is nothing, remind them, there is nothing to lose. What do you have to lose? Are we asking you for 5,000 Rand starter kit? Are we asking you to buy boxes for 2,000 Rand? You can cancel your product at any time. Anytime. You're not beholden to DuePoint, right? But act. Act when you're excited, right? Do that for those people. Plug into DuePoint. Plug into everything that we have. The app, the YouTube, Facebook. We told you about all these places that you can connect with us on. Marry DuePoint's calendar into your own. We've spoken about that. Get yourself merchandise. Please get yourself business cards. You're in business with us now. This is not something just on the side, a hobby. It's not a hobby. DuePoint will change your life. You will not recognize yourself in 5 years in this business if you invest in this business. If you don't invest in the business, you look like an amateur like everybody else. A professional person comes with business cards. They maybe have a pen. They speak to people professionally. They're always on time. They know every answer that the person asks. That's how a professional operates. That's how successful people operate. It doesn't mean you can't be that. You can be as professional as any other person out there, right? It just means you've got to spend a little bit of money on business cards, get a notepad, get a pen, and make sure you're on time and speak to everybody nicely. Don't get frustrated. You're building your own business. You will be successful in this business, right? And so look at the merchandise. Please, you can order it online. You can order it from reception. There's all the social media channels that we're on. The store's available online, as I said, and the app is available only for Android and Apple devices, not Windows CE and Hong Kong, whatever. Sometimes these phones have got some other thing on. I don't know what that is. Just Android, which is the majority of phones, so it's fine. Any questions? Yes?
Is it open to foreign nationals?
It is. It's open to everybody who has a South African bank account. Okay. Yes.
Suppose the person uses a passport.
Yeah.
Foreign identity.
Yeah.
But then has means of a bank account. So that person is okay.
Anyone can join, as long as you have a South African bank account.
Another question.
Yes.
Wouldn't you dream of opening this thing in the neighboring countries?
Yes.
Zimbabwe, for
Yes.
example,
Yes.
Zimbabwe is
Not Zimbabwe. because their debit order system has fallen in a big black hole.
Okay.
But we are having meetings in Kenya at the moment. We've been having meetings in Kenya for the last year and a half. So hopefully 2020 we will find a suitable partner there in Kenya, and then we will launch in Kenya. We want to be the whole of Africa. One day. But you have to help us. We can't do it on our own. We've got to make success in South Africa, then Kenya, then maybe Tanzania, then Malawi, then maybe Zimbabwe, then Namibia, then Botswana. Do you want to be part of that? You get in early, you're going to have a bigger part of that. If you work hard now, you will have a bigger part of that. This business will change your life. You don't believe me, but I want you to imagine what it feels like to earn 100,000 Rand a month. And to know that the following year it'll be more than 100,000. And the year after that it'll be bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. Don't tell me you're going to go think about it. Get stuck in. Thank you, guys.